Welcome to Looking Forward, an in-depth look at Middlesex Community College's future, including exciting new faces, new developments, and technologies. I'm your host, Jasmine Camel, and today we're going to start off by introducing our college's new president, Dr. Anna Wasesha. President Wasesha was inaugurated on Saturday, April 21st, 2012. President Wasesha has many promises and ideas for making the college grow and develop. Our own reporter, Olivia Lank, was on the scene at President Wasesha's special day.
Hi, this is Olivia Lank reporting from the President's inauguration. Our new President, Anna Wasesha, is the biggest key into the future of the Middlesex Community College. She has promises and ideas that everyone can't wait to experience. President Wasesha came first from Minnesota State and Technical College. She was the senior academic administrator of their Fergus Fall campus. Dr. Wasesha devotes herself to creating a comfortable campus life for students and faculty.
Since you've been here and since we've had an opportunity to work together, one of the things that I've been struck by is your humanitarian nature, the way you care about people.
People in the college community are excited to work with President Wasesha and see all of her great ideas.
When she was out in Minnesota, typically she would come in with a new idea every 2 weeks. And they were all wonderful.
Her involvement with the students is beyond anything that this college has seen before.
I am still in awe not only because she has taken an interest in the hot topics of higher education reform in our state, but in awe because she believes in me, that she believes in our students.
It's safe to say that Middlesex Community College is in good hands with the ideas President Wasesha brings to the table. As President Wasesha would say,
inaugurations are a time of rebirth and regeneration, as is spring, a celebration of the Earth's natural cycle of rebirth.
Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Olivia. I'm honored today to have President Wasesha in the studio taking time out of her busy schedule to answer questions about the future of our school. Welcome to Looking Forward.
Thank you.
How did you feel on your day of inauguration?
I didn't anticipate that I was going to be as completely excited as I was. There was so much that went into planning that event. But the day that it happened, I just felt like I was charged with electricity. It was so wonderful to see so many people gathered together, and so many of the faculty and staff, and so many students. So it was just a perfect day.
That's good. Yeah. What were your first thoughts when you came to Middlesex?
Well, I arrived here at the end of June of last year, and there were not very many people around. You know, there's a little bit of summer school going on. So my first thoughts were about the physical space, because that's what I could see and kind of think about more thoroughly. And I thought, this is the most beautiful place in the world. This is wonderful sloping hill with the forest and the reservoir. I love that there are 4 separate buildings that have names on them, and actually the view of the Connecticut River Valley and the Aragoni Bridge. It seems like this is kind of a sacred place, and I think colleges, you know, alma mater, that we think about colleges as our mothers and our homes, and this is perfect. Yeah.
You mentioned that there's 4 buildings. Mm-hmm. Are you planning on expanding our campus at all?
Yes, I am going to work to try to get a new building here. These buildings were built in 1973, which is the year that I graduated from undergraduate school. It's a long time ago, and college has changed dramatically since then. And so we need spaces that promote interaction among students, for example, better student lounges, better cafeterias. We need up-to-date modern laboratories, broadcast communications studios, things like that. And these classroom buildings were designed for the 1973 classrooms. That's history. Yeah. So it's time to look forward.
You planted a nice little tree in the front of the school. You're eco-friendly. Are you planning on making any eco-friendly changes here?
Oh, I'm hoping to do all kinds of things. You know, that tree is a sugar maple, which means ultimately we can tap it and make maple syrup.
Oh.
I'm hoping to, yeah, I know, and I'm hoping that we can plant some hazelnuts there as well. So it's going to become a permaculture orchard. So permaculture is perennial planting, our perennial plantings that provide food and shelter and nutrition to all of us as well as the bees, bats, and butterflies and the other insects in the world. So I'm hoping that that will make this campus a demonstration of sustainable landscaping principles.
Okay. Yeah. Can you tell us a couple more future goals that you have for Middlesex?
Oh, I have so many ideas, and I'm so excited to be the president of this college because I can work on almost all of them. So the civic engagement piece is incredibly important to me, and we're working a lot on building out our service learning program here at the college. But I'm just very concerned that we understand that everything we do, I mean, the way this college is actually built, and the courses we offer and the activities outside of class, they're all designed not only to prepare people for work, but also to prepare them to be citizens. So we just need to have a very rich array of opportunities for students to learn how to do that. I mean, I think this studio is a great opportunity, right?
Yes,
to kind of practice.
hands-on, yeah.
Exactly. So these are the kinds of things that we should allow every student to have the opportunity to do.
That's good. There was a Senate 40 bill that had just passed. Can you elaborate on what it is and what it does for the community colleges?
Well, it's trying to address the issue of students paying for college but not earning college credits toward a degree. That's the problem, because so many students take developmental courses, which you pay tuition for, and it's transcripted, but you can't use that to graduate from college. And so they're attempting to kind of influence the ways that colleges and the high schools operate to get them better integrated so students really are prepared once they leave high school to start college. That's all very good, but of course the devil's in the details.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay. Well, that's good. So sustainability is one of your biggest goals. How do you plan on achieving that?
Well, I signed the President's Climate Commitment, which is really an exciting moment for any college. There are about 700 of them in the country that have done this. So what that suggests, or what that asks us to do, is to make sure our curriculum, our co-curriculum, and then the way we operate are all designed to move toward a zero carbon footprint, which is, for commuter colleges like Middlesex, is a huge challenge. And the way I've thought about that, so how do you get to a zero carbon? I mean, you can have geothermal heating systems and wind energy and solar, but the commuter miles are the big deal. I'm hoping that as the years unfold, we'll all have access to zero emission cars. Okay. I mean, I think that's really going to have to be the solution, because we still need to get around.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you, President Wasesha, for coming in and taking time out of your busy schedule to talk about our new plans for college. And coming up next week, more on the college's sustainability efforts.
Are you sure you're gonna be okay?
We'll be fine, Mom. You just don't worry. We'll be okay.
Oh, the books. Did you get all the books?
Yes, I have the books right here.
You know, this is a big responsibility, PJ.
Here's your books, Mom. Have a great class.
You guys stay out of trouble.
Okay.
Welcome back to Looking Forward. Emily has a report from the recent e-waste recycling event that took place here at the college. Let's go to it.
Hey guys, I'm here at the lower parking lot of Middlesex Community College, where today they're holding an e-waste recycling drive to recycle old electronics. Let's take a look. Students from Vinyl High School came and volunteered to collect used electronics for recycling, which then is given to the Green Monster Company in West Hartford. John explains the process of separating the electronic components of a computer.
Screen also gets separated. A screen goes in another gaylord full of screens. And underneath this plastic here is aluminum. This base right here is made out of aluminum. That goes in a pile of aluminum metal. Underneath that, you also have a thing that's attached to the screen glass called a cone.
The president of Middlesex Community College Computer Club, Papa, explains what the goal of the e-waste recycling program is.
Our goal is to basically try and help the community give back to the community. People always complain about not knowing where to dump their stuff.
One of the most important parts of this program is to properly dispose of the electronics so they don't pose a threat to the environment.
It's not going to degrade by itself. So I know, for example, the plastic is not going to degrade. So they're going to crush the plastic and melt it and reuse it for something else. So you can't just put stuff like that in your garbage because it's just going to go in the ground.
And now back to Jasmine in the studio.
Our next guest is John Schaefer, the co-chair of the Sustainability Committee. He is here to talk about the purpose of the committee and how the committee is helping with the future of Middlesex Community College. Welcome, John, to Looking Forward.
Thank you.
Can you please
Jasmine.
elaborate on what is the purpose of the Sustainability Committee?
Sure. The Sustainability Committee is a group of faculty, staff, and students who are interested in responding to the kinds of problems that are going on in society that include everything from environmental problems, natural resource depletion, energy shortages that we're experiencing, economic problems. And what we're trying to do is raise awareness of these issues at the college here, as well as try to take some actions to change the way we live and operate here at the college to help try to solve some of these problems.
And you are the co-chair of this committee, so what is your role?
Well, I really try to just help coordinate various efforts that the committee is trying to do, working with the president of the college, working with management, and also trying to initiate various educational activities, sometimes incorporating developing courses and doing presentations and things like that. So. But we're all pretty much a team. As a matter of fact, we also call ourselves the sustainability team, and we try to work together and cooperate as much as possible.
So how do you plan on educating people about sustainability, the students, the staff, everybody?
Well, we have several different strategies that we use. First, we are actually trying to create new courses that can be offered at the college here. So, for example, this semester we have a new sustainable living course that we're running for the first time. And we have, in the science department, we are making modifications to our environmental science program, trying to develop areas in the sciences. And we're also trying to give special presentations to students and the community. When we gave a couple of presentations at Earth Week a couple of weeks ago, where we showed some films and had panel discussions and things like that on various issues.
How do you plan on, what are your future plans as far as hands-on with the sustainability team?
Well, one of the things that we're trying to do is help deal with the energy problems, and we have some demands in the state, for example, that are demanding that we reduce our energy usage by 20% and then over the next 3 or 4 years. And so we are trying to do that and even more, and we're trying to convert to renewable energy sources, as well as try to improve our energy efficiency use here. Because energy is actually one of the most expensive costs of running the college.
So I've heard that you guys are planning on putting solar panels in the school. Is that true?
Well, absolutely. That's certainly one of the things on our list as forms of renewable energy. And that's actually probably the source that's most practical for us, because we can do it here at the college. So definitely we're looking at trying to put some solar panels up.
So is the solar panels the only goal that you guys have for sustainability, or is there more, or is that just the one that you guys are basing on?
No, there's several different strategies that we're looking at. So solar panels would be one. There are probably maybe 3 or 4 different renewable energy sources that we're looking at besides solar panels. Wind turbine is a possibility because it is pretty windy up here. So we're looking at that. Geothermal would be one possibility. We're probably looking at that for a new building that we might be installing. Also, we're looking at what's called hydrogen fuel cell technology, which is an alternative generation system that we might be able to install here as a substitute for oil burning furnaces and things like that.
For the wind power, are you just going to put up one and it's going to run all 3 buildings, or are you going to have 3 separate ones?
Well, if we did that, what we would probably do is combine various different sources. So no one source would necessarily be able to power everything that we need. So a wind turbine might generate some power for one building, and maybe like on cloudy, windy days, and then on sunny days, when there's not much wind, then we would have the solar panel. So that's actually one of the strategies that you try to have multiple different sources of energy that can help power, combine together to power your energy.
Are you guys having any problems with getting any of these plans out?
Well, there certainly are a lot of challenges because people are not used to thinking along these lines, and so that's part of the education. We're trying to educate even our deans and our staff people, our maintenance crew. We went to a conference last week or 2 weeks ago, I think, and we're trying to educate people about how these things work, and even ourselves, so that we can begin to try to take the steps that we need to do. And then the second biggest problem is money. We have to be able to raise the money in order to do this. But fortunately, right now, there's a lot of money available.
Okay.
So.
Are you guys going to do any other fundraisers, like Go Green festivals or anything, to raise more money?
Well, certainly we probably are going to have to focus on raising money. The kind of money that we need for some of this is fairly large scale, but there are grants and special programs in both the state and the federal level that we can use, and so we'll be applying for some of those programs as we go.
Well, thank you, John, for coming and sharing the Sustainability Committee plans for Middlesex Community College.
My pleasure.
Up next, John is going to be joined by Barbara and Doug Rogers to talk about the expansion of the Broadcast Communications Department.
Connecticut's community colleges offer affordable higher education that can help you succeed in the information age. Thousands of Connecticut community college graduates have earned degrees in high-demand fields like technology, manufacturing, allied health, nursing, and more. And thousands of our alumni have transferred to some of the best universities in the country. Looking for expert faculty and a supportive learning environment? Enroll at a Connecticut community college for education that works for a lifetime.
Hello, and welcome back to Looking Forward. Professor John Schaefer not only works with the sustainability team, but is also working towards combining his own film production course with 2 others. Acting for television and film, taught by Doug Rogers, and scriptwriting, taught by Barbara Rogers.
At Middlesex Community College, the broadcast cinema program is gradually developing into something fresh and exciting.
It's kind of all experimental, and we hope that that in the spirit of this project, that people will get into it and it will have develop a life of its own.
This coming fall semester will see the combined efforts of the scriptwriting, film production, and acting for film and television classes working together for the first time to write, shoot, and perform a series of vignettes.
To combine the classes to give students the real sense of what it is to take a production from the idea to a finished production. And so they are involved in all phases of it.
A broadcast major at Middlesex Community College shares his feelings on the new direction of the program.
Well, it's really hard to get a school in Connecticut that actually focuses more on film. But Middlesex, they actually really do focus on film. They just focus more on the broadcast because they're just being more realistic. So I think it'd be a great addition to actually have the classes intertwine, and I think they should give the students the opportunity to try and pour their hearts out.
As the program evolves, students and faculty await the arrival of the new semester.
At the end of the day, as they say, hopefully the students will have something that they can add to their resume and say, well, this is what I did in college.
Back to you in the studio.
So we'll know pretty much what kind of characters we need to play the various roles.
Okay. So once the scripts are written and the actors are chosen, what's your position, John?
Well, I coordinate and teach the film production class, and so the students in the film production class are learning how to run the camera, do the audio. They're learning assistant directing skills, what they call script supervision, and all the aspects of the actual producing of the film. So they will take the scripts from Barbara's class, and we will work with the actors in Doug's performance class, and we will make the scenes. We'll try to produce them and hopefully make them come out well.
How long has this idea been going for?
Well, this is actually the first time we are trying this particular approach, and partly, just to let you know, what's kind of led to this is that we've last couple of years when we've been doing the film production class, we have had some challenges with trying to have students in the class write the script, but we didn't always have time to really do that. Then we tried actually having submissions from outside, having script competitions. Then we would also try to get actors from outside, maybe in the theater class, but they wouldn't always have time to, or their schedules wouldn't fit into this. This is what's made us let's try to coordinate the efforts of the various classes and see if we can put it all together. And so we are trying it for the first time in the fall semester. Although actually we started this semester with Barbara's
with the script writing.
And just to let you know that we are also adding a fourth class because the following semester next spring, when Dan Oceras teaches his advanced editing class, students in his class will be doing the post-production and editing and putting it all together. We'll be doing a little bit of that in the production class, but we'll follow through in the spring semester with the advanced editing class.
Okay. So if this works out, is this going to be permanent?
Well, hopefully.
We'd like to.
It's just kind of a very fresh idea that intrigues the three of us, and we're looking forward to experimenting and having real people do what we want them to do, and we'll see how it all works out.
We're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that it works smoothly. It is a lot of people to try to coordinate, and so it could be chaos. There could be some chaos involved. But on the other hand, it's more like it really is in the real film industry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because you got a whole bunch of people and you got to coordinate them all together, and so that hopefully will give the students a better experience of what it's really like.
So what do you think the students will gain out of taking these courses in this whole production?
Well, I think the script writing students will gain from seeing the process that happens, going from script, taking it from the page and putting it on the screen. And whoever writes the material then will also have a DVD of their script, and it goes into their portfolio, which is great.
It'll help get internships.
Certainly.
And by the way, one of the things that we had wanted to do was to actually have shorter little scenes that the students could write, which would allow more students the opportunity to actually have their scripts produced. And the same thing, we'll also allow more acting students the opportunity to have various roles. So we're trying to spread the experience out as much as possible to as many different students as we can.
It'll also be a challenge to do original material instead of, because usually in my class I do movie scripts or Broadway plays or scenes from musicals. And this is a challenge to take something original and make it work.
Well, that course sounds interesting. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about?
Well, check with us in about a year.
Well, all I can say is that we're very excited about it. So we hope it'll be a great experience for the students, and like I said, we'll see how it goes.
I think one of the things that promoted it was anytime we talked to any of the students about it prior to this, there's been a real interest in it. So I think that that's the important thing, is to find something that students can look at and say, gee, I could really learn from this. Wouldn't that be great? Something I can use, you know, in after I graduate.
Yeah, it sounds really helpful for people that are looking for jobs outside of school and internships. But
and we are and we are hopeful that when the project is all done, we will be screening it at the Arts and Media Festival at the end of the year. If it comes out well enough, then we might even send it out to other festivals or try to put it up on YouTube and on the college website and things like that. So hopefully it'll be seen.
Okay. Thank you guys for coming in and taking time out of your busy schedules to tell us about this new production. It sounds exciting. I'm excited to look forward to it next semester. Thank you for tuning in to another exciting edition of Looking Forward. I'm Jasmine Campbell signing off. Thank you and good night.